Huh?
Well, I am recording, but we're not, it doesn't really matter. We'll just edit it out.
So you tell me when.
Okay.
What are we gonna do?
Just gonna talk about your life.
What are you gonna do? Ask me questions?
Questions, and you're just gonna tell me stories.
What do you want me to do?
Talk about stories.
About stories?
Yeah, stories from like when you were growing up, what Duluth was like growing up.
What did I do when I was growing up? I don't know.
Yeah, like you grew up in Duluth, right?
I grew up in Duluth. I was born at home on 60th Avenue West. And I was born 5 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Day, 1916. That's a long time ago. 5 o'clock in the morning. And then I don't remember nothing about that except my dad carried me, and I heard him say, we'll put Violet in her bed because she kicks too much. I must have been little. Then the next thing I remembered, we lived on 3rd Avenue East and 8th Street, and I remember where the highway is now going up 6th Avenue, that was a big field there, and people had cows up there. Sidewalks were all, they were just wood, and the streets were just dirt. And then 4th Street, there used to be a trolley on 4th Street that ran from 5th Avenue West to 5th Avenue East to 4th Avenue West over 4th Street.
Okay.
And it was all dirt road and wooden sidewalks.
How much did it cost to ride a trolley?
5 cents. 5 cents. You got a little paper ticket.
Yeah.
Little paper ticket. What else you want to know?
Well, how many brothers and sisters did you have?
I got 2 brothers, 2 sisters. Just my brother and I, my youngest brother and I live in. Arthur will be 90 in June. I'll be 93 in December.
Okay. What did you do for fun when you were a kid?
What
did you do for fun when you were a kid?
Played.
What kind of games?
We played kick the can, and hide and seek, and Indian the eye, overthrow the ball over the house. What else? Then we went for a lot of hikes. Went to a lot of hikes in Chester Park. We used to climb the falls, have picnics in the little glen there where the flowers were. We used to go skating at Chester Park, go skating up in the bowl. And what else? Oh, I used to play, and then play on the playground. Then I used to play baseball for the playground. Then I got some medals for that. Then I played for Washington Junior High School, and I got a W for playing there. And then, what else?
Speaking of school, how far did school go back when you were in school? Did it go to 12th grade like it does now?
I didn't hear it.
How far did school go? How far did you go in school?
12th grade.
It was still 12th grade back then?
I didn't graduate, but I went to 12th grade. I would have graduated if I had stayed, but I had no choice. I had to go out and work.
Okay. What was your first job?
I don't hear you.
What was your first job?
My first job was housework, $2 a week. No, the very first job I ever had was canning eggs at the Northern Cold Storage. We used to candle eggs. My girlfriend Faith, her aunt, was the boss, so we candled eggs. And then my next job was, when I got out of school, was housework. I got $2 a week for housework. And then I got a job at St. Mary's. I wanted to be a nurse's aide, but they said to go in the kitchen until I could get a nurse's aide job. Well, I never got out of the kitchen because I was too good in the kitchen. Worked for $25 a month. We got paid once a month.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then I paid $10 home. So I had $15, but we got our food there. And then I got married. I met Archie, and I got married, and I had kids.
How did you meet Archie?
I met Archie at the Moose Lodge. They met downstairs at the Spalding Hotel. That's where I met him. I went down there with friend Bernice. That's how I met him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he come up to you, or did you see him? How did that happen? Did he come up to you? Did he introduce himself to you?
He came up to me. I looked across the room and I thought, yeah, I'd like to meet that guy. And Freddie said, I know him. He's from the Heights. I'll introduce you. But in the meantime, Archie came over and introduced himself. And we danced and played the slot machine. And then from then on, and then in 7 months, in 3 months we were engaged. We got engaged on my birthday. then we got married
How did he propose?
by the furnace in the basement. He brought all the Christmas wrapping down, you know.
Yeah.
And I was carrying it too, and he went with me, and I thought, what's he following me for? And then he proposed, he put the paper on, he proposed by the furnace. Yeah, he was a good guy.
How old were you?
I must have been 20 or 21. I don't know, I think I was 21, I'm not sure. The time goes fast. And you want to know too that, like on 4th Street, I remember what was in the corners on the upper stairs before the restaurant, I forgot the name of that restaurant now, DeSanto had, but before that was Jolson's Dry Goods Shop, and the other side was a hat shop. And then on this side was a eating place, and Geronimus's drugstore was on the upper side of 5th Avenue East.
Okay.
I remember that. And then what else can I tell you? And then I remember the aerial bridge. I remember when it was like that, you know, when it was a...
When the cart came by? Yeah.
And we sat on the sides and the cars were in the middle. And then when you got on the Park Point side, there was a trolley there. Trolley took you down the point, and every now and then it would jump the track, and he'd have to get out and put it back on the track, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the point, there was Dodgem cars, and there was merry-go-rounds, you know, riding for 5 cents and 10 cents. And swim. We used to swim in our underpants. We didn't swim on the bay side. They didn't swim on the lake side then. And then when they built the aerial bridge, then my brother and I and then a few other kids in the neighborhood, we used to wait till the bridge went up a little bit. Then we used to jump the bridge and ride up on the bridge, you know.
Okay.
And one time we went up and the bridge was cold and windy, and 5 boats came in. And we were so cold we lay down. We never jumped the bridge again. It was too cold.
Yeah. Learned your lesson?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you and Grandpa do when you were dating? What kind of dates did you guys go on?
We did on dates.
Yeah.
We went dancing all the time. We went to those days it was the Moose. He belonged to the Moose, so we used to go to the Moose and dance all the time. He was a good dancer. We always went to the Moose and danced.
What kind of dancing?
Jitterbug.
All that.
There was a few waltzes, but lots of jitterbug. That days it was jitterbugs flying all over. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Yeah. And what else can I tell you? Now we had our kids and grandkids, and Archie liked kids. We gave up a lot. He gave up a lot for the kids, you know.
Yeah.
We never went on vacations, hardly or anything, because you want to be with the kids, make sure all the kids are all right. So, with Melinda too, he took good care of Melinda, and then, cause she was pretty kind of a lost little soul, bless her heart. And then you kids, we took yours, and Joshua went with us everywhere, and him and Melinda went everywhere we went with the Legion. Archie joined the Legion, then he got to be real active in the Legion, you know, and he did a lot of good for the Legion. Archie loved his country. He did a lot for his country. When he went to war, he had to go in the Navy. At first he was on a destroyer, and the first boat he was on was called the USS Anderson, and I don't remember what the name of the second one was. But he was in Japan too. And what always bothered him is he said there was a fishing boat out there with the Japanese in it, and they were telling him to get off the lake, or they'd have to shoot him, or they didn't go through, they had to shoot him. That bothered him. And then what else do I know?
What was life like for you when Grandpa was at war?
I had 3 kids to take care of. 3 kids, I took good care of them, though, but I gave them good food, and I had a girlfriend named Millie Nyberg, and we used to take the kids on the street, on the bus, and go down to Park Point, and take them swimming and watch them. Then I'd go to her house, and she'd come to my house, and that was about all. And when the war was over, that's when he came home. So,
And then you made my mom. Then you made my mom.
Yeah, then your mother was born after he comes home for war. First Bobby was born, and then 22 months later, Roger was born, and then 17 months later, Diane was born, and then after Archie came home from the war, 3 years later, then Claudia was born. 3 or 4 years, I think it was. Yeah. So what else do I know?
I mean, you've been through a lot. Like,
Yeah, I've been
when,
through-
when did you guys get your first car?
Oh, his first car, he bought from, his very first car, he bought from Rick's brother. That was Joyce's husband's brother. Didn't run. They had he got it for $25. Parked in the front yard at Fern Avenue. And he worked on that car, and he got the car to run. So then, one door wouldn't shut. So every now and then he had to tie the door shut, so when the car, kids were kind of ashamed of the car, and when we come by their friends, they'd all hide down the car. But it was a good car. That was a good car. And then, I don't know what the second car was we had, was a Mercury. And then from then on, he got nice cars. But first car, you know, we lived on Fern Avenue. We used to take the bus to work at National Iron. And then National Iron was Pettibone, and he had to have a car to go to work. So, otherwise, we've had a happy life. We had a lot of ups and downs, but we always managed to pull through, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We've had hard times, and like when he come home for the service, he was supposed to get his job back, but they didn't give it back to him, so he went to Washington School under the service, I forget what you call it now. And then he took up to get his machinist papers. See, he had to have papers, and so he went to school and got his papers, and then he went to school and got his GE education, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what else.
How old were you guys when you bought the house in Fern?
I don't know.
How long, you had it for a long time though, right?
Yeah, yeah. We lived it, but boy, I don't know. Claudia was about maybe 3, 4 years old. I remember when we went there, she said, "I want to go home now," and I said, "This is your home." So Claudia's what, 62
62?
now. I'd say we lived there maybe 50-some years.
Wow.
Up in Fern Avenue.
And you and Grandpa were together over 50 years. I remember the 50th
Yeah.
anniversary party.
Huh?
I remember the 50th anniversary party.
Yeah, yeah. We had that down at the Y.
Mm-hmm.
We had the 50th anniversary, and then we went home and had another party, and then, yeah. I never thought he'd make, first I had reserved the church for the anniversary, and then he got sick. Well, then church was gone, so then Claudia said you could have it at the Y, you know, because
Mhm.
I wasn't sure if he'd make it, but he made it, so that was a lot of fun. Your mother had a lot to do with that.
Yep.
It was fun. Yeah.
Last night.
Then Melinda came to live with us. Melinda and Angel used to come up every year, every holiday. Every holiday they'd come up. And then in the summer they'd stay all summer with me. And then when Melinda got to be, I forgot how old she was. I think she was going in the 10th grade. And she came to live with me. And so we were happy to have her. She's a good girl. And then, I don't know now, she graduated and got married. She still comes to see me every day, every Monday, during Elaine. I enjoyed cooking for them. Just think I've been cooking every Monday for over 20 years.
A long time.
Yeah. Making dinner for them. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed doing things for myself, taking care of myself. As long as you can take care of yourself and do things, do it.
Mm-hmm.
The day you give up, that's the day you're shot. So you might as well keep right on.